Hi, I'm Stephen Russo, owner of AAA Water Purification and creator of the Genesis UltraMAX. Today we're going to talk about the problems with our water and how you can easily solve them with proper filtration. And today, for the first time on TV, we're going to show you the inside of the Genesis UltraMAX in each stage and what it cleans out of the water. Let's get started. These are 9 of the different stages the water actually goes through. This is the first stage. It's called filter egg. Filter egg is used to remove the large particles in the water to protect the integrity of the rest of the minerals that the water has to run through. Because of its light weight and irregular shapes, it traps particles down to less than 5 microns. This is the second stage. It's called KDF 85. KDF 85 is used to kill live algae, fungi, and bacteria in the water. Because carbon is one of the most perfect breeding grounds for bacteria, you have to have something that will sterilize the carbon, which is going to show you in a minute the next couple of stages inside the unit. So that's one of the reasons we have KDF in there. Plus it causes an oxidation reduction in the water, which pulls out your heavy metals, lead, mercury, arsenic, things like that. It's a zinc-copper alloy that causes electric charge in the water, which kills your live algae, fungi, and bacteria. This is the third stage. It's called activated carbon coconut shell. Activated coconut shell carbon is used to remove chlorine and trihalomethanes. Chlorine is some of the nastiest stuff in the water. This has to be used in any system that is going to pull out trihalomethanes. This is the second carbon used in the Genesis UltraMAX. It's called Centaur catalytic absorptive carbon. It's used to remove chloramines and DBPs. And you want to remove the chloramines and DBPs from the water because they find that they are more deadly than the trihalomethanes, which are created from the chlorine in the water. DBPs are another contaminant in the water which can cause a lot of organ failure as well as cancers. This is KDF 55. KDF 55 is used to kill live algae, fungi, and bacteria in the water. And it causes an oxidation reduction which removes the heavy metals in the water. You definitely want to remove the heavy metals in the water because lead has definitely adverse effects on the brain, as well as the arsenic in the water. We'd all know pretty much what arsenic can do to us. So KDF 55 has to be in the unit. This is garnet. Garnet is used to clarify the water, to make it crystal clear. You want your water healthy, but you also want it attractive. And garnet makes your water crystal clear, really looks good. This is quartz rock. Quartz rock is used to keep the flow of the water so you don't lose any water pressure. Because one of the things that people don't like in some type of systems out there is the fact that they lose water pressure. Well, with the rock in the bottom, you're not going to lose that water pressure. That way you're not going to be disappointed when you're in your shower. This is magnesium oxide. And people that die with cancer, that's one of the things that they find, that they have a very low pH. The more acidic your body, the more chances you have of developing cancer in your body. So that is why the magnesium oxide is used, to help bring up the pH in the water. The better the pH is, the healthier you're going to be. Things like flus, colds, stuff like that, you're going to get a whole lot less of them. This is calcite. It's used in conjunction with the magnesium oxide in order to bring the pH of the water up, and it helps it last much longer. Because the pH is such an important concept, we use this media in conjunction with the magnesium oxide. That concludes our brief introduction of the inside of the Genesis UltraMAX, the most advanced water system built on the market today.
A vast array of pharmaceuticals, including antibiotics, anticonvulsants, mood stabilizers, and sex hormones, have been found in the drinking water supplies of at least 41 million Americans, the Associated Press investigation reported. It was a 5-month inquiry. They discovered that drugs have been detected in the drinking water supplies of 24 major metropolitan areas, from Southern California to northern New Jersey, from Detroit to Louisville, Kentucky. Water providers rarely disclose results of pharmaceutical screenings unless pressed, the AP found. For example, the head of a group representing major California suppliers said the public, and this is a quote, doesn't know how to interpret the information, end quote. and might be unduly alarmed. Is the public capable of interpreting this kind of information if it's expressed properly? And is this information really kept from the public?
Well, definitely a lot of it for years has been kept from the public because this is just now coming out, and I've known about it for the last 13, 14 years when a young lady years ago doing a high school science project found pharmaceuticals in the water. That's one of the first things that started this investigation. And now they find them everywhere across the country. And it's only one thing in the water, let's face it, all right? There's many things that over long periods of time that are going to have an effect on you because they're vaporized at low temperatures in your shower.
For a long time, you've been talking about chlorine as being problematic. And, of course, a lot of people can smell the chlorine in drinking water, but whether you can smell it or not, if you test for it with a simple pool testing kit, you'll find that your water supplied to you by whatever it is, the county, the city, whatever water company you got, it's loaded up with chlorine, and you suggest that potentially can be a problem.
Well, the reason definitely. Chlorine, when it was put in our water, it's just opened up Pandora's box of medical dangers. And it's there, and the reason that I talk so much about chlorine is because most people can smell it coming right out of their tap, and they know that it's present. Things like these pharmaceuticals and chloroform, these things, they're in the water, but you don't know they're there. You have to test for them to find them. And that's only one culprit, but it amazes me that something like this comes out and they make a big deal out of it, but there's thousands of other contaminants in there that hurt just as bad as these pharmaceuticals.
And frankly, AP originally tweaked to this concept to do the study because they came across lots and lots of research that had been done over the years. It just had never been collated, never been cross-referenced, or never been reported. Members of the Associated Press National Investigative Team reviewed hundreds of scientific reports, analyzed federal drinking water databases, visited environmental study sites and treatment plants, and interviewed more than 230 officials, academics, and scientists. They also surveyed the nation's 50 largest cities and a dozen other major water providers, as well as smaller community water providers in 50 states. Now, this show will be seen on the Internet worldwide, and certainly this is a worldwide problem. But in our community, for example, in Escambia County, you were pointing out to me before the show that we're the number 10 county in the nation for incidence of cancer. You're suggesting that there may very well be a connection between water quality problems and our cancer rate. But let me ask you, is this a problem that is most likely apparent in the vast majority of the nation's water supply, or is it possibly just in these cities that were surveyed?
There's contaminants in the water supplies, municipal water supplies across the country. That's why on every water report there's a paragraph that tells you that some people may be more vulnerable to the contaminants in drinking water, the first line of it, okay? And this is telling the people, but the reason that people aren't aware of it, people just don't have the inquisitiveness to look into it. They always seem to be relying on someone else to take care of their problem. The problem is it's their problem, and they're the ones that need to do something about it, because the municipal water companies can only go so far. And they're always going to have to put things like chlorine in the water in order to keep from picking up any contaminant as it passes through the lines on the way to the house. So for people to keep trying to push for the water departments to send them that healthier water. Now, I'm talking healthy water. They send you safe water. They put enough poison in the water to kill any live organism that can hurt you right now. But safe water means that contaminant is not in there.